Hey guys, I am alive, and if you're here with me, let me know in the comments so that I know you're here and I know that you're watching this and you can hear me and see me. But welcome to this live stream. If you're watching the replay, welcome. My name is Shweta, and I am a marketing tech strategist and mentor for new freelancers. And I've been getting a lot of questions around how do you get your first or even next client as a digital marketer or as a new freelancer. And how can you do this even if you have no experience, right? So when I started freelancing 3 years back, I was exactly at that spot. I didn't have any experience, I didn't have any network online. And I went ahead and started freelancing, just going out there, connecting with people, right? So the first step to do that is to actually decide what kind of services you want to offer. Now, I know this sounds counterproductive because you're like, if I don't have clients, how do I know what service I want to offer? So the thing with digital marketing is it's such a huge industry, right? There's just so many things you can do as a digital marketing freelancer. There's ads, there's organic traffic, there's sales funnels, there's technology. So the reason why I'm saying that you decide one thing first is because once you decide, you know exactly who will need those services, right? And I'm not saying that if you decide something, you can't really switch later on. All I'm saying is to get that first client or next client, decide on one thing. For example, if you decide, okay, sales funnels is something I'm kind of getting comfortable with, so that's something I will offer, then you know exactly who is going to need that service. Online businesses are going to need that service. E-commerce stores are going to need that service. Uh, Coaches, consultants, yoga instructors, restaurants, all of these people are going to need that service. And then you can decide what kind of clients are you're comfortable with working and then go ahead and actually look for those clients, right? So the reason why we want to decide one service before we go out and search for clients is because then we're very focused and we've narrowed down on what service we are providing, so we can provide value in line with that service, right? So that's the first thing. Again, like I said, any service you choose today is not set in stone. The only reason I want you to choose a service is because I want to get you to focus on one thing, especially when you're looking for that first client. So, for example, for me, I started with Facebook ads and Facebook Messenger bot services. But when I was looking for that first client, I really focused on Facebook Messenger bots, and that's exactly the kind of clients I started looking for, and that's how I ended up getting my first three clients really quickly, right? So make sure you have that in mind. The second thing is Fiverr and Upwork, right? Let's talk about these platforms. A lot of people build their businesses, or a lot of freelancers in particular build their businesses on these platforms. Now, if you want to do that, that's great. Go ahead, do that. But the one thing that you want to make sure you're remembering when you're using these services is that, first of all, people who go to Fiverr and Upwork to look for freelancers, they want to find the cheapest service available, right? So if you're looking to build a business where you're looking to make more money rather than, just like a few $1,000s a month, that's it's not sustainable on Fiverr and Upwork because you're bidding, people are bidding for the cheapest service, and you're competing with a ton of people from all over the world who are willing to offer their services for way cheaper than if you were living in the US or Europe. Hey Matthews, welcome to the live. So if you're from anywhere but the North America and Europe, you might, be like, okay, if I'm getting paid $10 an hour for services on Upwork and Fiverr, that's great, right? But again, like I'm saying, it's not sustainable. You never know where your next client is coming from, right? You never know if there's someone else offering cheaper services and whether you'll be able to, beat that price. And of course, the reason why we are building a business, or even if you're doing this on the side of full-time job, especially like in my head, you want to build something that's sustainable. You want to build something that grows with you, right? Like in the next 2 to 3 years, you want to see it at a point where you might have an option to quit your full-time job, right? So that's the kind of freelancer I'm looking to help here, not someone who just wants to go to Fiverr and Upwork and sell their services for $10 an hour. Like, I don't believe that's kind of the business anyone should look to build, other than the fact that if you're just looking for some extra money, right? So in my personal opinion, I would not recommend you sell your services on Fiverr and Upwork, even for traction, because once you do that, once you start selling those services for $10 an hour, you're actually downgrading your services, and then you're not going to be able to sell that same thing on any other platform for like $1,000. Like, I don't charge my clients anything less than $100 an hour if I'm working on hourly basis, and if it's a one-time fee, it's $500 is the minimum. I try to not take on any clients with that less of an amount. I would rather have worked with something for at least $700 to $1,000 than anything less than that. So, and the only way to build that kind of a business, or the only way I have been able to build that kind of a business, is by building a brand. Now, I know it might sound scary, and you're like, how do I build a brand? I don't know anyone, I don't know anything, all of those things, right? And I was at the same position. Like, I was an immigrant, right, in the US. I was new to the country. I didn't know anyone online. I did not have a job. I was unemployed, even in spite of having a double master's degree, right? So the way I did it was, I really focused on giving value first. So I'll give you some examples from how I got my first few clients, and then I'll give you some strategies or some additional strategies that you can use. So I got all my clients initially in the first year from Facebook groups. So I joined Facebook groups where I knew my ideal client was hanging out. For example, I was offering Facebook ads and Messenger bot services, and my ideal client was an online coach, consultant, or course creator. And I knew these people were hanging out in Facebook groups. I would research about Facebook groups, search in Facebook, your Facebook home feed has a search bar. You can just search for coaches, consultants, and you'll see all the groups that are relevant to that search. And I would join these groups. I would then choose 2, 3 groups that were really engaged and active, and I would provide value. Value in terms of, for example, if I was posting, or if I was offering Facebook ad services, I would provide value around Facebook ads. So, 5 reasons why you're ready to start running Facebook ads, or don't run your Facebook ads without this, or just like posts around pure value without asking for anything in return. And I think this is one of the big mistakes freelancers, especially those outside of the US, make, is that you just want to keep sharing your link, right? You just want to go out, go to people's DMs and just share your link and be like, hey, I'm a freelancer, you want to hire me, stuff like that. Think of it like, if you were walking on the road and someone would just come up to you and be like, hey, listen there, I'm a freelancer, do you need my services? It's just spammy, right? It's just pure spam, right? So that's why I say provide value first. So I would go inside Facebook groups and just provide value. And not only that, I would search for questions around Facebook ads that other people had asked, and I would respond to that question in a very detailed manner. So if someone has posted in the group that I'm struggling with Facebook ads, I don't really know why this is not working, I would actually take the time, 30 minutes to 40 minutes, to go through their post, understand their problem, and really provide a very detailed answer. This is how I got a ton of clients, right? Just by answering their questions. And then they would be like, that's awesome. How can I hire you, right? They would ask me how they could hire me, which is like the best way to build your brand and authority. The other thing that I started doing once I started seeing traction in Facebook groups was I created a lead magnet. So I created a free ebook around Facebook ads. You don't need to create an ebook. You could create like a checklist, workbook, or whatever. And I started offering that in groups as a next step to my free content. And I started building my email list. When I built my email list, I then sent out emails with more value, and I would just then in the end say, I'm offering a free audit session. Is that something you're interested in? Or I'm offering a one-to-one call for like $100 where I tell you exactly what you're doing wrong with Facebook ads. So those things really helped me build my authority and brand early on in Facebook groups. And what happened after that was, since a lot of people saw me posting so much in Facebook groups and I was always on top of mind, because I was posting so much value, other people started referring me in Facebook groups. So, for example, if someone would post, I'm looking for a Facebook ads expert, people would tag me. People who didn't know me at all would tag me because I had built my brand authority around that topic. So, that is the easiest way. Okay, I wouldn't say the easiest way, but it's the simplest way you can get your first 3 to 5 clients. I've done this, I've seen other people do it. You just have to be authentic and you just have to provide value first. So, similar to this, the other way could be building an Instagram branded account, right, for yourself. Post value, connect with others in an authentic way, not just like spamming and sending them a DM saying, hey, do you want my services? That's not going to work. It might get you one client, but it's not going to work in the long term if you really want to build a sustainable freelancing business. So building your brand on Instagram is a great one. Building a brand on LinkedIn is a great one. Again, all of these platforms, by building a brand, I mean providing value first, making connections, networking with other people, sending them messages, building actual authentic connections, right? Just not just with a focus on selling your services, because when you build these connections, these are the people who can refer you. And in the last 1 year, the only clients or the clients I've worked with have all come from referrals. I haven't done any outreach, right? I don't go out there and talk about my services anymore. I don't even have a services page on my website. It's all referrals. Like someone refers a person to me, and then I talk to them, and we talk about whether I'm the right fit for them, whether they're the right fit for me, and then we go ahead and sign a contract. That's about it. So once you build a brand and authority, referrals start coming in, and 40% of your business will come from referrals. I'm not like, it's not just a random number. There's been research done where freelancers say that a lot of their business comes directly from referrals. And the only way you can build that is by building a brand, by building authority, and by providing amazing customer service. So when I talk about building a brand, I'm not really talking about having your logo, your website, all those things. By building a brand, I'm talking about having a value driven brand. So where you're offering value, where you're coming across as an expert, where you're coming across as someone who knows what they're talking about, where you're sharing your story, right? Why did you start freelancing? What's your story? Because eventually people want to work with other humans, right? Like the reason why you're connected to certain brands is because you like the person behind the brand. For example, Gary Vee, like, do you even know how his logo looks, or have you ever been to his website? Probably no, right? But the reason why you connect to him is because you connect to him as a person, the way he shares content, the words he uses, right? So that is what helps you build your brand. And more than brand, I think for us as new freelancers, the one thing that really helps is authority. And authority comes from sharing valuable content, other people talking about you in Facebook groups. So when other people started tagging me in Facebook groups, it just blew up my authority instantly, right? Because now I wasn't promoting myself. There were others who didn't even know me. They were promoting me, right? So that's the other thing. And I've written some points that I wanted to cover. And yeah, and the last thing that I wanted to say is, if you want to become a digital marketing freelancer, why not show the results in your business. Now, I agree you don't have any experience. I agree you don't have any clients, but you have your own business to build on, right? So if you're building sales funnels, you could build your own sales funnel and use that as a portfolio. And you don't even need to sign up for paid software or tools, right? You can sign up for their trials. Like most of these software tools have 14 to 28-day trials. Sign up for a trial, build your own sales funnel, take screenshots, and use that as a portfolio. So when I was offering message about services, I was offering demos to people for free so that they could see what the end result would look like, right? So you could offer something like that. You could take a screen recording of your funnel and click around and show that as a portfolio, right? You could do like a video share of, you know, for example, if you're offering branding services, this is just a quick example, random one I just came up with. You could go to that client's or prospect's website, give them certain tips. You can say like your header is not working, your email automation is set up incorrectly, and share that video with them so that you're already providing them with value before they are ever ready to work with you, right? All these things might seem like, oh, that's not going to work. That's that's just such a small thing. Will that even work? But these things end up, building up on top of each other, and eventually you won't even realize, but you have a steady stream of leads and clients to help. So I hope this helped. I hope this live stream helped. I know I spoke a lot about from my experience, but the reason why I did that is because you can see that other people have done it in this way, so you can do it too, right? So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. And again, if you're here, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends who you think will benefit from it. And that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.